how far we've come, my baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we'd get there someday. They say they're happy, they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that
Tonight, I thank God for this rare opportunity to not only speak to the people of Grand Bahama, but to the people of the Bahamas. And I want to say to my wife, Burleys, how much I love you. And appreciate your guidance, your advice, your tolerance. You've been there for me in the darkest moments, when being in frontline politics seemed impossible. And there were times when I considered whether or not I wanted to expose my family to the kinds of challenges that come with being in politics in the Bahamas. And I recall one of the points you made to me was, let circumstances or let others come and take you out, but never take yourself out. I love you and I appreciate you. To my daughter, Michaela, you are our pride and joy. And we thank God for the woman that you are growing into. And to the people of Marco City, I love you more than cook food. I moved to Grand Bahama almost 2 decades ago, and the residents of Marco City embraced me and held me down. At that time when the then cabinet of the Bahamas had all guns blazing in my direction, your steadiness, your encouragement, your faith in my ability to make a difference and my willingness to serve you selflessly is what produced tonight. That I made it through those difficult days. And it made sense to trust you because you had delivered so many before me. You taught me that it was important to be humble in rendering service. I could have never dreamt that I would end up in the seat of successor, to hold the banner that David Thompson did, to hold the banner that Shivago Lang did. I could not have imagined it. But God had a plan. And so to all of the residents of Marco City, not just I, but the team in Marco City, we love you. We have developed a reputation that we serve all Bahamians, no matter what color they rock. And that is precisely why we know beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Bahamas is in better hands when they choose the FNM. We've come through Dorian together. We've faced many disasters together, and some disasters have been made worse by the Davis-Cooper administration. Through each crisis and each controversy, we all in this room, we remain the Grand Bahama strong. And so tonight, it's not about trading jobs, it's about hope. It's about encouraging Grand Bahamians to start a new chapter in our life. a new chapter with leaders who will work for you, and not just a select group of families or companies or politically connected. This is about taking all 5 seats in Grand Bahama. It is no accident that we are here in Grand Bahama. We came to F&M country first. We came to send a message to the rest of the country that as you get to know us, you will feel our passion and know that we care about you. As you get to do life with us, you would discover that this is not a come up for the 5 candidates in Grand Bahama. This is a larger platform for us to serve the people of the Bahamas. And we promise you that we will deliver first-class public service, first-class representation, not with arrogance, but with humility. That we would treat everyone with dignity, because every work and every person has value and worth. So no gimmicks, no games. We are here to usher in a change that will usher in a new era in Grand Bahama. The government has no real plans for this island. You've heard the Prime Minister on multiple occasions recently coming to Grand Bahama. But you have not heard him lay out a plan that can transform our lives. What he does do is he issues a new round of promises. But what he cannot and have not done is he hasn't affected your light bills. They haven't gone down. What he hasn't done is he hasn't improved affordability. Some of you have moved 2 times, 3 times in 1 year. Some of you have never once before this period asked for any food assistance, but today things are tough for so many people. And the government treats meals as a badge of honor, patting itself on the back and the chest, though they are spending our money to assist our people until such time that a change comes and they can better assist themselves. We play politics with people's lives, and it has to stop. The Prime Minister comes to Grand Bahama with hands swinging. And he knows the pressure is tall. He knows we see him and his team. And we're still waiting for him to tell the truth, that there is no $120 million in the bank. Because if there is, the question is, why haven't you paid the workers at the hotel? If there's $120 million, why is it that pensioners and reserve officers and retirees can't get their gratuity? Why is it that we can't get medication in the clinics? Yes, they are running fast to call a general election. We're not protesting, but we know what time it is. They are running fast to avoid the results that are likely to come out of the Southern District of New York court case. They're running fast, hoping they can outrun any further investigation from the Department of Justice. They're running fast for reasons they know better than us. In fact, they are running from the foxes. Whether it's the fox in Fox Hill or the fox in Garden Hills, they run in. And of course, after tonight, they are petrified because they see this sea of red in Grand Bahama. You know, they are so afraid, so petrified, even though they have a ton of money from a lot of bad deals that they have made, a lot of corrupt deals that they have made. The country is broke, but they rich. But they still afraid. They so afraid that the Prime Minister has gotten into calling me names. And it is so easy to fire back. But I didn't call his name. I didn't call him any bad names. There are several I can think about. The sad thing about it is that I called the Prime Minister by the name that most of us know, his government name. That name is Philip. I didn't call him by the name he wishes to adopt. or someone may have whispered to him that you could have this and carry this. I didn't call him that other name. I just call him Philip. And that offends him. And the reason I don't call him that other name is because the truth is he lacks courage. No, he's not that thing. He lacks courage. He lacks courage to fight corruption. He talks about shaking the tree, but it's a problem shaking the tree and getting rid of bad apples when you are giving birth to them. He's not courageous. He's not courageous enough to fire an abusive member of parliament. I don't care what the court said about that matter. He don't have the courage to say to some in his orbit who are so greedy that you have to ease up because we have an obligation to feed the needy. So no, he's not that other name. He's Philip. And Philip cannot explain why with no Dorian and no COVID, why he is unable to touch and feel major projects that he has put in place over these past 4.5 years. So the question is, when you talk about the Grand Lucayan, let's talk the truth. Over and over we told the deputy, stop overselling and under-delivering. So he lied about 120 million and he was aided and abetted by the Prime Minister. That's what he does. He's a serial accomplice. He tells us that transactions take time. But what we do know is that when they came to government, that they met a deal in place. They revamped the deal. And we say at the end of the day, if you have a new deal that's going to be better for the people of Grand Bahama, we will support a better deal. Because we don't want our people to suffer simply because it may affect our political fortunes. We do not roll like that. But alas, every deal that they worked on seemed not to bear fruit. They came here and had a massive rally, spending the people's money. The same money that could have put diagnostic equipment in the hospital or medication in the clinics, or small loans and grants to entrepreneurs so that they could thrive. And they have failed. Grand Bahama should have already had an international airport, but again, they overpromised and under-delivered. Phase 1 should have been completed early in 2025. Remember, it was a public-private partnership. And then it shifted to it being a loan and the government raising the money. It has changed all kinds of forms over the last few years. And now on the eve of an election, they are claiming that they have the money, they have the contractors, and of course they have the operating company. The question is, will they finish any part of it before the election? Let me remind this government that under the Free National Movement, the two largest airport projects we were responsible for, in New Providence and again in Abaco. And so when we talk about hotels and airports, we're not just talking about jobs. We are committed to ownership. The new generation of Bahamians want to own. This is a government that is prepared to put scarce resources, Bahamian assets, in the hands of select group of persons rather than create a pathway where Bahamians can buy shares at an affordable rate so that they can own a piece of this rock. That's what makes us different than them. We believe that it is possible on the same site with the acquisition of additional properties around the RAN to return to a deal that we had where we already had the funds to build a multi-story hospital. And yet this government sent the money back. And so the question is, can they afford to build two brand new hospitals, one in New Providence as a specialty hospital, when they cannot staff, equip, or outfit the existing hospitals? I believe the answer is no. And so under my leadership, we make a commitment to you. We make a commitment to ourselves because we live here. Every weekend we are attending funerals for people we love and care about. And so it is in our collective interest to make sure the facilities exist. Those of us who were cabinet ministers, we had insurance. And so no matter what we faced, we had an opportunity to go and get the best medical help because we had insurance, and the truth is we had it on your dime. So we believe there should not be an apartheid in the healthcare system where in the very same hospital, if you could go private, you're far better and the chances of you living is greater than if you go public. We will be different than them. We believe that there's a need to deal with the staff shortage. And so we want to say to the Prime Minister, look, forgive me, we shouldn't be talking to him. Let me say to the Bahamian people, we will not rip you off. We will not pad contracts so we can get election contributions. We will not pad contracts to make sure that we personally benefit. We believe that the Bahamian people should get value for money. So here's the Prime Minister with these lavish, outlandish promises that he's making. One of the reasons we don't want his hand on additional assets in Grand Bahama is because we see and have seen what he has done with the rest of the country. He hasn't solved the issue of energy in the rest of the country. Ask the people of Eleuthera, the candidates are here. Ask the people in Michael and Andrews. Ask the people in Nassau who still experience inconsistent supply, whose bills today are higher than it was in 2021 when they came to office. So if he couldn't fix that, how the hell he can come to Grand Bahama and fix this situation? So we ain't gonna let the Grand Bahama Power Company off the hook. We can put pressure on them day in and day out. But we know for sure that this Prime Minister is not qualified. In fact, he lied, indicating that he had a deal only to be rebuffed. And so tonight, we bring to you 5 outstanding Bahamians. We bring to you an outstanding doctor who will carry our banner in Pine Ridge, who have set up multiple practices on multiple islands. She's a tough cookie, but that's because she's committed to excellence. And we know that she will, in fact, retire the minister with responsibility for Grand Bahama. She will bring a different mindset to Parliament. And I'm asking you FNMs, right-thinking Bahamians, a vote for anybody else is a vote for the PLP. And so, again, we present to you Dr. Charlene Reed Morris. She's going to help us to fix the systemic problems in healthcare. And when you go to the West, we bring to you a talented young Bahamian. Our brother, your son, Omar Isaacs. A talented young Bahamian. And we thank God for him. Someone who has worked in the office of the Prime Minister, working on structuring deals, making the case that we must no longer have a situation in Grand Bahama where approvals have to happen here for some of the simplest projects and still have to go to Nassau so politicians can interfere with them. And so we're happy to have someone who is entrepreneurial, who believes that when the doors are not flung wide open, that he has the ability to make a way out of no way. We thank God for Omar Isaacs. We present to you Frazette Zetty Gibson. A veteran educator of more than 20 years. She is committed to molding a future where our children can conceive of coming back home because we create opportunities for them based on their skills rather than their connections. She didn't only distinguish herself in education, but in local government. She has a commitment to being a part of building a climate smart city. We are proud to have her on the team. And by the grace of God, along with her colleagues, we will usher in unprecedented change in Grand Bahama. And now I present to you, for some of you, your MP. But let me just let you know, that's me and Burley's MP. The Honorable Kwesi Thompson. Kwesi Thompson worked with the last cabinet of the Bahamas, collaborated with our former Deputy Prime Minister, K. Peter Turnquest, in making sure that we modernize the infrastructure and architecture of government, that people can interact with government agencies without having to walk into an office, that the days when you submit the same information over and over is a day that should be in the past, that what we should be able to do is send our identification and only the ministries that need it should be able to access it. That is the mission he was on. We don't know why this administration has moved away from that mission, but thank God we have another shot to get it right. And so Kwesi is going to lead out the technological transformation, not just of government, but to inspire the next generation of Bahamians to use technologies, to engage in research and development, to transform the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. My MP, your MP, Kwesi Thompson. And so I promise you, there won't be a day that we will not work tirelessly on your behalf and in your interests. We'll be transparent on how we spend your money. We'll give you a chance to look at the books and to look behind the scenes to see what is motivating the decisions that we make. We are committed to competitive bidding. We are committed to removing VAT of baby products and feminine hygiene products and essential healthcare services. We will invest in the West and East Grand Bahama in heritage and ecotourism. We will enlist you to be a part of the housing revolution that we will set off in this country, building thousands of homes over the next 5 years throughout our country. We will return manufacturing to the Bahamas. The truth is, in agriculture, unlike manufacturing, we're importing north of $1 billion worth of products. And we know that we have the capacity in agriculture to shave $400 million of our import bill if we were to pull together and work on this issue as if it is a crusade. And we give our commitment that we are prepared to do so. How many of us drive down various streets in Grand Bahama and we're depressed when we look at buildings that were once thriving, teeming with business, that are no longer functional? We accept the challenge to work with you, to work with the local government, with all of the industrials, with the licensees of the port, with a reconfigured and transformed GBPA, so that we can have a facelift of Grand Bahama, and our young men and women could work in the process of that transformation, and they could become owners of their business as they help to transform this island. We can and we must do better. And so tonight, I say to every family, if you live in Freeport, I can tell you in Marco City, in Pine Ridge, in parts of Central, how many of you are still using a water pump? Because there's no infrastructure for water, no infrastructure for light, unpaved roads. And while in Marco City we were able to get some of those done, we had to fight extremely hard. That should not be the exception, it should be the rule. Under my leadership, we will make sure that the port does its fair share, that the developers are held into account. They sold lots, they didn't honor their agreement, and of course the government, you are our people, our voters. We will transform the city of Freeport so that you can have the modern conveniences that you absolutely deserve. So let me then say, finally, with greater stopover visitors and with our marinas filled with boats, we have a chance to once again help people eat on their own terms. Not go to a politician as if he or she is some sort of God who lord over you. We want you to need us less. Politicians ought to be facilitators. Our tentacles, our hands shouldn't be in every aspect of your life. We should facilitate your success. And sometimes we just need to get the hell out of the way so you can thrive. And so tonight, I present to you our team. You've seen the others who have come from Nassau and throughout the family island. We love you. We are committed to transformation, not just in Grand Bahama, but throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And if you were to support me once again in Marco City and support our team, you will deliver a Prime Minister in Grand Bahama. You will deliver a new team that will make it better for your children and your children's children. We love you. God bless you.
You give it all you've got. It's a lesson you learn. You feel you can't go on. This burden is strong. Hey, yeah. I know someone out there to help you through the storm. How long?